That's the ponytail?
Like,
It's not?
no,
What is it?
it's some hair.
What's going on, you guys? I am in the dark. Hold on. I'm actually running out to my car right now so I can get my tripod so I can actually start recording this video. You guys get to see behind the scenes. Who the hell is that? I don't care. It's always some weird shit going on. People be flying on the street. We're about to start going to the gym, probably tomorrow. I don't know. I settled my debt with Retro Fitness. It's been like 3 years. Oh gosh. I feel like I've been like running from the law. Hold on, where the hell is this thing? I think it's in the trunk. So anyway, while I get everything that I'm supposed to be getting for this video, let's just do my usual intro. If you're new here, hello, my name is Christian Lamar. This is so unprofessional. Make sure that you're following my social media. It's only Instagram. And cars are coming, hold on. Don't want to get hit while recording on camera. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about Tinashe's 333 album. I'm always doing this stuff when it's like not like formal. Like I haven't taken any notes down to, for them, and most of the time I don't take notes. So what's gonna end up happening here is I'm going to talk about each song, and then I'm gonna talk about the album as a whole. Well, we're gonna fit everything together as well as we possibly can, considering the fact that, again, no notes. I started making notes, but then I left them, and now I'm just kind of whatever. But I have been listening to the album for like the past week, and it's like I listen to it, then I take a little bit of a break, but then whenever I sit down to listen to any of the songs on 333, I listen to all of them. I listen to them in order, I listen to them out of order, and I think this is an album that you don't necessarily need to listen to all the songs in order, but it's actually nice if you do, because one song leads into the next pretty well, especially in the beginning. The thing that I never want anybody to think is that I don't appreciate Tinashe's creative process. Like, she is very much so a very creative and talented artist, and she's able to put together things that like a lot of people don't ever think to put together. She mixes different styles together. She's very innovative as an artist, and I definitely appreciate that about her. In this album specifically, there was a lot of mixing of like R&B with like this trancey. Like that's usually what she does anyway, but it's so much more in this album. It almost reminds me of like one of her mixtapes that I had listened to. So Let Go is what starts this album, and let me just say, the album as a whole, I felt like I was levitating. Do you ever have the feeling like when you listen to certain kinds of music, like you feel like you're weightless, like a feather, and you're just kind of like floating? That's what I felt when I started listening to this album. Let Go is that girl. I'm just saying, like, it's so mesmerizing. Like all of the like cute, like the little things that she does with her voice, and her voice actually sounded stronger in this, and then the song I'm about to get into, her voice sounded very strong, and not strong in like loud and boisterous and stuff. I mean strong, like mature. Like her voice is still maturing, and we can hear it. I think I can hear it. I think that it's maturing. I think that it's becoming stronger. I think it's becoming more like when she reaches her peak, her voice is going to sound like this. The song kind of like talks a little bit about like what to do, or not what to do, but when you kind of know in your heart and your mind that like it's time to pull away from a situation, whether it be a relationship, friendship, all that, like what it feels like when you finally get that like inkling, like, okay, maybe it's time for me to let go. Maybe it's time for me to go this way. Maybe it's time for me to go in a different direction. And it's definitely, you know, something that a lot of us can relate to. I'm surprised when I looked at, like, I was like looking at the lyrics, you know, on Apple Music, they have the lyrics now. And I was looking at the lyrics, and then at the end it tells you who it was written by. And I saw CeeLo Green. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of like what? Like CeeLo Green? Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, it was a good intro song, so go ahead. Next up is I Can See the Future. I can see the future. And it looks like you and I. And it looks like you and I. That song, when I got into that, I was just like, this is the area that we kind of are used to hearing from Tinashe. Like, it's the style, it's the area, it's the atmosphere. And yeah, no, it's just everything. It made me feel like, you know, ready to go. Like, that first song was the intro song. It was kind of like a, you know, a little bit of a, not a warm up, but it was kind of like your stretching zone. Like when you're working out, like that was the stretching moment. Okay. And then I Can See the Future. That song is like, okay, it's a little bit more up tempo. We're about to get going. We're about to do our little warm up. Okay. Get our blood racing, get our heart pumping. That was what I Can See the Future did for me. Remember I said before about Let Go, about how her like voice sounds a little bit more mature. This song, I don't know if it was like maybe the way they edit her voice or like the effects or whatever, but maybe EQs, the way that they EQ'd it, maybe the way that they mixed it. It's just, there's something about her voice that's like, again, a lot more mature in this song than some of the other ones that we've heard from her. And especially at the end when she was just like, yeah, get ready for now. Get ready to like that part. Her voice, it has a little bit of a grit to it that I haven't really heard too much, and that just tells me like she's really been training. She's really been like doing her thing, trying to perfect her craft as best as she can. I was here for this song, and I liked it as like our opening like full song, because the last one was only like a minute and a half, I think. This one was like a full, like almost 3 minutes. So I got like a full like song experience from it. And that's the reason why I'm like, okay, this is technically the first song for me. But yeah, this song was good too. Next is X. Okay, so first off, Jeremiah. He does this style well. Anytime that Jeremiah has a feature, it hits so well. And it's like usually, especially when he's like together with like a female like singer, for some reason it hits so well. Think of Body with Dreezy. Your body on my body, baby. He does so well on that song. That song sounds so good with him on it. If he wasn't on it, I may not have listened to oh no, the song is still good. But I'm saying like he just adds another air to it. His voice is like, you can put it and fit it kind of on any style. Very much like The Weeknd. I mean, their voices are kind of similar, to be honest. But I'm saying, like, you've heard Jeremiah, like, feature with all these different artists, and it's usually, like, a genre... it's usually, like, a genre that's, like, you know, like X. But then it also has, like, elements of other styles in it. So I can always see, like, anytime I see, like, especially, again, a female artist, and it says featuring Jeremiah, I'm like, that's going to be a song that I listen to a lot. And it usually is. It usually is. I'm not even a huge fan of Jeremiah like that, but like I can appreciate when an artist does well with collaborations, and he is a good collaborative artist. Hands down. Very good. I like the groove to the song too. Like it gives me a like a vibe. Like I can listen to this while like cruising, but then I can also kind of turn up with my friends with it too. A little bit. Melodically, its sound that It's like wavy. It's like yes, it's like wavy. That's the word I was looking for. It's very wavy, which is a lot of Tinashe's songs are like that. It's just one of those things where putting it into perspective like this, it's a little bit weird to talk about. But I really mess with X heavily, like heavily. When I was listening to it out of order, it was the one song that it didn't matter what song it came after or before, it just fit. So X is that song that kind of fits in with every other song on this album for some reason. I don't know why. But there's a couple of other songs on this album that do that, and I'll talk about them as we get to them. But anyway, let's move on. Next up is Shine. I always love it when she does that. Like when she does her like her high like head voice notes. Like I think that those are like, first of all, they're really cute to listen to. But it's also like, because of its airiness and stuff, it gives you kind of like an ethereal feeling. And even though this is like just kind of like an interlude, I always tell you guys about her interludes. Like, I think I've liked every single like interlude that includes vocals. Every interlude that she's had that's had vocals in it, I have fallen in love with, and it's been like one of my favorite tracks on the album. And I would wish that it was longer. Like I wish that Shy Guy was actually a little bit longer, because like it has like that. It has that like if you ever played like video games that have racing in them, like Need for Speed or something, like music like that plays like when you're racing and stuff in the background, or like when you're on like the menu or something. I thought about a video game when I was listening to the song. I just, and or like Tokyo or something. Like whenever you like think like Japanese clubs and like techno and stuff, I think of music that sounds a little bit like this, and like people who are like not hipsters, but like they dress a certain kind of way that's like very like neon colors and like old like statements, pieces, accessories and stuff. That's what I think about when I hear this song, and I really do wish that it was longer. After Shy Guy is Bouncin'. We already know what I think about Bouncin'. If you don't, now I'm gonna put a card so you guys can see. I did 2 videos on Bouncin'. One was just the audio, which I also did a reaction to the Pasadena music video. And then I also did a reaction to the Bouncin' music video. So check those out. As far as how Bouncin' fits into it, Shy Guy runs into Bouncin' pretty well. It's just that the 2 songs don't really seem to have a lot to do with each other. And Bouncin' is very much so like an independent. That's probably the reason why it was a single too, because it was pretty independent. But the one thing, and I will talk about this when I get to Pasadena, but the one thing that I did like about this album is that it was actually like pushed forward as the album that it was supposed to be. I talked about this a lot. I talk about this so much in previous videos that have something to do with Tinashe. Okay, so really quickly, I actually did not mention all that stuff later. I forgot. But that's just the one thing that I wanted to say about the production of the album, and of course the promotion of it, is that we see that Tinashe is putting out singles that actually have something to do with the entire album. Okay, and she's promoting other songs besides just the party ones on the album. When we had Aquarius and when we had Joyride, she was only really promoting 2 On in Aquarius, and in Joyride, she was only promoting, No Drama. We really didn't see her perform any of the other songs on any big stages anywhere that anybody would really care about. But we have her performing Undo, we have her promoting singles like Pasadena and Bouncin'. You get your one party song, you get your one like fun, like poppy song, and we're good to go. I'm just saying, well done, because finally we now have the promotion to back up the album accurately. That's all I gotta say about that. So, Unconditional. Unconditional is a song that I knew that it would be on this like album. Like it's a song, it's like a style that I knew would be on here, because she does this a lot, where she will introduce us to a bunch of elements for a song and then immediately change the pace and the direction of the song, go somewhere completely different, and then introduce us to like another song inside of the song. She did it with Songs for You a lot, but it was the first time that she did it where it wasn't like those were actually two different songs that she just meshed together. It was just one song together, and she just switched up the pace. She just switched it up. Songs for You was a little different because a lot of those songs that were on there, like Link Up and Cash Race, those songs were originally 2 songs each that she put together because it didn't make it to the album that she was supposed to put out called Tinashe when she was still with RCA. Unconditional was a little different because she had 100% creative control over that, and the creative process was very different for it. I can just only assume that the creative process was very different for it. The layering in the track, and especially the beginning, on point. Harmonies on point. There's really nothing I can really too much say about this song. I don't listen to it as often as some of the other ones that I will talk about, but it definitely is up there. Like, it's a healthy medium. It's a healthy medium. Tinashe does moody R&B well. Okay, she will set you up in a trance, and you will sit there and listen and just feel what she's feeling. And I think that's one of the reasons why I actually got into her in the first place, because I wasn't the person that held on to her because of Too On. No, when I sat there, I listened to Aquarius, I hung on from the first song, Aquarius, and how, like I said before, ethereal. The sound is so just mesmerizing. Angels really puts that into perspective, especially the point of the fact that she's talking about, this guy is from the city of the angels, which is Los Angeles, which is where, she's from. And I think that when it comes to her deepest emotions, we hear them coming out in songs like this, and just the depth of her voice, because she's not hitting any super high notes in this, but it doesn't matter. Her voice is just gliding. Her voice is just gliding over the track, and it's just wonderful to hear. Sometimes it's not all about all of the extra theatrics and all of the runs and everything. Sometimes it's just, the truth and the authenticity of your voice, and just organically what happens when you are writing a song and you are in the studio. I think that means a lot more than all of the technical things, even though technically the song is great. Technically she sounded amazing, but it's just not that's not something that I feel like she was all that worried about going into the studio to put this song down. I really don't think so, because on a technical side of things, it's not one of her more complex songs. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit of background, but it's very much so straightforward, and you're actually listening to the lyrics rather than paying so much close attention to everything that she's doing vocally. And I can appreciate a singer who is able to do that as well, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in what everybody else is doing that we kind of lose sight of where we should be, or we kind of lose sight of the authenticity of the track. You can do all these extra things, but then what's going to happen when the message of the song is lost? Next is the title track, 333. There is something to be said about a song that I don't know, makes you feel powerful. A lot of her songs do that. They make you feel powerful. But and the thing is when she was explaining what 333 was meaning to her, or what the album means, positively, forward, all the positive things that can be said about life and about your path, about your journey. And this song really made me feel like I was powerful. I don't know, maybe it was just the way that the instrumentation was. I don't know what it was. The vocals, those harmonies in the beginning, the lyricism, and also just how unique the beat is for this song. are all things that made me think of, one, the future, and two, just how powerful I am as a person. And when music does that to you, you honestly just, you have no other choice but to just stan whoever made that music, whoever made that piece of music. I started standing her again. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this woman is incredibly talented. Again, I say it again and again and again and again. Why? She is so underrated with the things that she is able to do. She should have a lot more recognition. And I say this all the time. But, I mean, of course, people are stupid. Not really. I mean, it's all subjective, but at the same time, you cannot deny that this woman is actually very talented in what she does. And she definitely takes out the time to really make sure that the message that she's putting out there is the message that she wants everyone else to receive. And it wasn't always clear when she was with her record label. It is so much more clear now, and that's the reason why I'm appreciating her a lot more as an artist. I appreciated her back then, of course, and I liked the music that she was putting out, but I could tell that there was probably a lot more that she wanted to tell us and that she didn't really get a chance to, because she had to kind of, like, she had to teeter on that fence of party girl and, you know, sentimental type, you know, moody R&B artist. Like, she kind of had to do both of those things. And sometimes it's hard to juggle them, especially when you have someone breathing down your neck, okay, to be able to do things that they want you to do, as well as things as you want to do. And you always have control over what you want to do as far as with your music is concerned. So I appreciated 333. It's a good title track. And it definitely, you know, had perfect placement in the album. It's like kind of that middle area of the album, and this is kind of where the album kind of flips the switch a little bit, and we get into some songs that like are good and they fit together on the album, but if you take them from the album and just put them in a group with each other, you may end up losing the plot. And that is kind of, I don't know, this is all, again, my opinion of the album. It's my opinion of these songs, and so if you feel differently, then definitely share in the comments and we can discuss together. But there was just something, like, when I listened to them out of order especially, there was just something about the songs that came at the end of the album and the way that, like, those songs specifically did not fit with the rest of the album out of order, the way that the songs in the beginning, like, if I listened to a song in the beginning, like, if I stripped the songs that came before 333 and put them in an album together, and I listened to them out of order, I would still get, like, the same feelings from them as I did. But for some reason, the songs in the second half of the album, I didn't get that. I wasn't feeling the same way as far as that goes. Like, if I put that in the same scenario, I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to the album again and just kind of, like, take away all of the things that I usually think about when I'm listening to music. Maybe if I just listen to it with, like, my mind completely open, maybe then, you know, I would get more of the cohesiveness that I thought that I was going to get. The entire album as a whole is cohesive, but for some reason that second half of the album be getting me sometimes. Maybe I'm just not there mentally to where I can actually understand the direction that it was supposed to be going in. That's just me. But let me know again what you guys thought of that, like what you guys think about that. So take everything that you know about 2 On and everything you know about Save Room For Us from the last album and put them together, and that you have Undo, Back to My Heart. Period. That's the way that I felt about listening to the song, because it has that dun, 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 like with the snaps that 2 On has, but then it has that upbeat hook that Save Room For Us has, and it kind of gave me, like, the both of them, like the energy that both of them gave to me. It gave to me that, but together. You get what I mean? The song itself, I like the instrumentation. I like the layering of her voice on the track. I thought that the harmonies were good. Vocally, yes. I want to hear this on the radio. Like, this sounds like stuff that, like, you know, Dua Lipa be putting out there, like, you know? So I feel like this song would do well on the radio. This song would do well. I believe she has a live performance of the song. So definitely, yes. This is a song that makes you see Tinashe as a pop girl, because that's really honestly what she is. She's a pop girl. Like, she's not just R&B. She's not just this, that, and the other. She mixes a lot of styles together, and she does whatever she feels. That is what makes a pop artist. I feel like people just are not comprehending that. she's a pop artist. Like, she's not, she is dance music, ballads too. She does it all. I don't know why people are sitting up here like completely dumbfounded as if you don't realize, like you did not realize that. Come on, use your brains. I feel like she is the one artist, and it's not just her. A lot of artists are always trying to, they're always trying to put artists into boxes and categorize them. And I always say, Tinashe is not an artist that can easily be categorized. I say it all the time. And this is one instance where that is true. You barely, what? Because the last couple of songs were like moody R&B songs, and now here we are. Just saying, you guys are mad. Let me down slowly. That feeling where you kind of know that someone is not going to get with you or get back with you or whatever have you. Like, you just know that something is about to happen where you might get dumped, and you're just kind of like trying to smooth it out for yourself, or you're telling them to smooth it out. That's kind of where the song is. It still gives us pop girl, It kind of has like that. No, I won't say Janet Jackson. I'm gonna say, like, I'm not gonna even compare it to another artist. I'm not gonna do that. But I will say that it's like one of those songs that you hear like at the end of the night at a club, and you're just like, kind of going on by yourself. I like the song. But it's like one of those songs. It's like right here. It's like medium. It's not like up here. It's not like I hate it. No, it's like right here. Like, cute. That's all I really gotta say about that one. I mean, what? I listen to it more than Unconditional. I kind of do. And it's just because the beat is just easy to like boom, 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 boom. Like, it's easy. It's easy. Next up is Let's Go. The thing about this song, does anybody else get like Rihanna What Now vibes from the song? And I maybe it's just because it's in the same meter, that 1 2 3 1 2 3 like waltzing meter. I feel like that's the reason why I get it, because you can actually sing like What Now on top of it. It's not the same like powerful like ballady type song, but it has the same like it has that same vibe to it. So yeah, that's kind of where I went with that. The thing about this part of the album, like I said before, there was like an issue with cohesiveness when it came to the first part to the second part. And I think it's mostly because the second part, it features more like sentimental, heartfelt type songs that, even though the beginning does too, it does mix it up a little bit more. But I feel like this second part, up until maybe Pasadena, is giving like we were in a moment where we were not feeling that sure of ourselves. And I don't mean like as a person, I mean like as in a relationship. So I don't know if she maybe went through something the second part of the album. I don't know what happened. But it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's like after Bouncing, and then you hear this song and you're just like, oh. But I mean, as the album goes and as an order, it fits in where it's supposed to. It was like really honestly perfectly placed. These songs at the end were perfectly placed for the album. Then we get into The Chase. This song, and then Back to My Heart, Let Me Down Slowly, okay? The Chase kind of fits in with those, and that's one of the reasons why I'm just sitting here like, okay, were we trying to get some like radio songs on here? Because The Chase also kind of follows that format, and it was kind of lost on me. Not to say the song wasn't good, but the song was lost on me compared to the other two that had the same kind of style, the same kind of cadence. I really wanted something else from the song. I really wanted something else for this part of the album, especially considering that this is the song that comes right before Pasadena, which is like a fun song. I was kind of expecting something a little bit more. Not to say, like, there's elements of the song that were good. I stopped really caring. hate saying this, but I really stopped caring about The Chase. The Chase, I'm gonna say it right now, The Chase is probably one of my least favorite songs on the album, and it's just because it sounds so much like two other songs on the album that I really, really liked, and I didn't expect to hear it a third time, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, I hate being so harsh, but I feel like that's where I have to leave it. I'm gonna just leave it right there. Like, I like the song, it just, I wanted something else there. Like, they could have put something else there and maybe left the song out of the album or something. I don't know. But, you know, it's her creation, so I'm not going to sit up there and take a huge dump on it. But I am going to say this. I wish that The Chase gave me a little bit more than the other two did, because it could have been so much greater. Next is Pasadena. Living life, living life, living life. Up in the penthouse, you see into the ocean. Can you tell I know this song? Listen, I love Pasadena. Pasadena is a good song. Pasadena is a fun song. Pasadena is a song that I listen to pretty much every single day when I get in my car. I can't not listen to the song when I get in my car. Since the song came out, actually, and it's been over a month, I think, since the song came out, I feel like I've listened to it almost every single day that I get in my car to drive somewhere. When I'm on my way to work, I'm on my way to anywhere. Like, I don't care where I'm going to. Pasadena is playing in my ear. It's playing in the car or playing in my ear somewhere. When I go shopping, I'm playing Pasadena. And I don't know anything about Pasadena. I live in the desert. I don't know anything about Pasadena. I don't know anything about California. Like, I've never even been to California. So, like, listen, I don't know what it is about Pasadena. It's a fun song. It's a fun song. And it was needed in this album, because after we had The Chase and we had, you know, Last Call and them songs Bringing Me Down, Pasadena was needed. It was needed. I'm telling you, it was needed. Small Reminders is a song that kind of reminds me, no pun intended, of whenever I would go to like jazz clubs and stuff, and this would kind of be like the kind of music that they'd be playing, like when you go in, sit down to eat, whatever, and you would have like a singer to get up there and start, you know, just kind of like improving, you know, scatting or anything. I get that feeling for this song. This song is like a nice mixture of like jazz and pop. It's like a healthy medium. So I definitely like this song. I don't listen to it all the time though. Like whenever I'm just like picking songs from the album to listen to, Small Reminders is not a song that I really listen to like that. But I definitely will, like I definitely would listen to it. Like say I was still in college and I was like studying for exams, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Aquarius got me through my finals one year. I'm serious. Aquarius got me through my finals. Every time I was studying, I was listening to the Aquarius album. This song, it does that to me. Like it makes me want to. It makes me want to study. Like what the hell? Like, that doesn't make any sense, but it does. It kind of makes me want to focus on something, which is good. But at the same time, I don't think that's really what she wanted us to get from that song. I'm not. You know, it is what it is. Just moving on. There's Bouncin' Part 2. It's literally just a slowed down reverb like version of Bouncin', and it like kind of highlights some of the backing vocals, like some of the backgrounds and layers that we really honestly maybe were not paying attention to a little bit. And it's a nice turnaround from the original. Do I really care about? They could have gone without it. I don't think that I'm not really listening to Bouncin' Part 2 unless I'm listening to the entire album together, like all together. I'm not really gonna go and find Bouncin' Part 2. But I did like it for what it was. You gotta play around a lot with like sounds and effects and stuff. So that's kind of what made that, you know, good. There's some like key like lyrics that weren't in the original, so definitely listen to Bouncin' Part 2 if you want to get a different like, again, a different kind of experience from the original song. It kind of expands, and that's what it's supposed to do. When it says Part 2, it's supposed to expand. It's supposed to tell a different kind of story, but still steer you into the same direction that the original did. Just again, expand. So yeah. And then finally, It's a Wrap, a song that she did with her brothers, Kuzai and Quiet Child. His name is actually Tulani. Tulani, I think. Listen, incredible as hell. They're both talented as hell. Like it runs in the family. The Kachiwes. I had the chance to listen to her brother, who goes by Quiet Child, Tulani. I had the chance to listen to a good portion of the album that he put out, Cloud9. because I was drawn to it obviously because Tinashe had a feature on it, Delilah. That song is love it. Can't sleep tight, gotta stay up late. It's too late. Don't call me babe. That song, I love that song. It is everything. It really, it does. And the thing is, the concept they had too reminded me of Michael and Janet's Scream, and like just the way that the song sounds, it really sounded like something Janet would have put out. But the three of them do well together, and it's kind of like, you always know when family does stuff together. You always know, like if it's a musical family, you always know when the family is doing music because there's just something so authentic about it. You know, I enjoyed listening to this last track, and it's a fitting title, obviously, and it just gives us a little bit of something because we don't really hear too much from Kazai. Apparently, he's putting out music too. I haven't heard any of it, but I hope that, you know, I do get to it at some point. Tinashe has elevated. She has reached a new level, okay? And I am so excited to see what might come from this even more. Like there is something to be said about an artist who breaks away from the chains that were holding them and is able to get to a level. What is it that, this is crazy to me. JoJo and Tinashe are independent artists, and they have put out some of the best work within the last few years. They've put out some of the best work, but also like Victoria Monet and Dawn Richard. Dawn Richard is another one. The last two projects that she put out, okay, this last one, Second Line, and the one that came before that, oh my god. A New Breed. Oh wow. Why did I mess that up? I was listening to New Breed so much. How in the world did I like forget the name of the album? But yeah, her two projects were good. Tinashe's Songs for You was amazing. JoJo's Mad Love was amazing, and her last album, Good to Know. Those albums were so good. Like and like each one got better than the last. Like it wasn't even that it was better than the last, but it kind of just like expanded upon the world that they're building. Like Tinashe, it's like Songs for You was Songs for You, and 333 is 333. Both of them exist within the same continuity, and they're just expanding upon the story that is being told in their independence. I love it. And the thing is that we are going to continue to get stuff like this from Tinashe, because Tinashe is still putting out music. She is still going to continue to put out music. I'm telling you, like before the end of this year, I bet you she's probably going to put out another single or something. Visual, like some type of visual thing going on. I don't know, but she is definitely doing the damn thing, and I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for any of my faves that do remarkable work. Anytime they put out something and it slaps, I'm just like jumping for joy. Like I listen, I'm here for it. And me myself, it really, me as an artist, it actually does motivate me to continue to work on my craft as well, because if you didn't know, which a lot of you probably don't, I have a song out right now, and it's called I Got You. And I kind of like put a halt, and I shouldn't have done that. I put a little bit of a halt on the promotion for it because I wanted to get a couple of things together, promo shots and all that other stuff. I wanted to do a live session like I did for Resume. There's just a lot of things that I really wanted to do, and I just didn't have a lot of time to do it. Now I'm going to have a little bit more time to do it. Yes. So hopefully you guys will see all that stuff too. And honestly, I really do credit artists like Tinashe and Dawn and JoJo for really making me want to work on it more. You know, that their efforts have really inspired me to continue on with my own music. So for all you artists out there who are like kind of still like wondering whether or not you should keep on going, definitely listen to these albums. that I listed. Definitely listen to these albums, definitely follow these artists so that you can really see what it's like. Because the thing is that they came from being signed to major labels and then they went to being independent. They broke away from their labels and they went independent and they really tried to solidify themselves as artists. Now, they may not be making like as commercial, like they may not be as commercially successful as a lot of these like big names or industry plans, as some of us like to call them. But they are still successful because they are doing things their own way. They don't have to answer to anybody. They are their own artists, and that is very, very important. Honestly, I've always thought about it. I'm like, do I stay independent or do I try to get signed by one of these labels? If one of these labels comes along and says, hey, we want to sign you right now, we're going to give you a whole thing, like, you know, millions of dollars and all that stuff to promote your music. We're going to put you on every single TV show. We're going to do Super Bowl, all this stuff. We're going to do all this stuff for you. Do I want to do that, though? Because it kind of means that I'm going to probably sell my soul. You know what I mean? So it's things to think about. But anyway, I don't want to keep on ranting about that stuff. Let me know what you guys thought about 333, the album. Okay, what were your favorite songs? I think for right now, my favorite songs are like the singles, Bouncin' and Pasadena. In addition to I Can See the Future, 333, and Undo. Jesus. So for right now, those are the songs that I really like. I don't know, you know, anything else, you know, it might change over time. It might change. But for right now, those are the songs that I probably listen to the most out of the entire album. Subject to change. But yeah. So that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you guys are following my social media, okay? And make sure that you are going to check out my single, I Got You. It's on all major streaming platforms, including Apple Music, Spotify. Apparently I'm on Pandora. My mom just told me that like a couple days ago. I did not know that. I am planning on releasing the audio to my YouTube channel, as well as a live session of the song, me singing it live. So yes. Not a high production or anything, you know, it's just gonna be me singing to my camera like I usually do. But, you know, I have fun with it. So anyway, I hope that everybody has a great night, okay? Enjoy your weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna actually post this up before the end of the weekend, but hopefully I do. I'm trying to get to edit this video tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great night, all right? Take care and stay safe. Bye. The way you touch me, I know it's meant to be. We can do it anywhere. I'm making wishes, baby. 1, 2, 3, yeah.